Good morning, students. Today we will learn about body mechanics, positioning, moving, and transferring of the patient. Now we will see the body mechanics for the caregiver. So these are some steps to keep in mind. So we will see the step 1. Tell the person what you are going to do. So first of all, what we have to do, that we have to tell the patient that what we are going to do with them. Then, before you start to move the person, count 1, 2, 3 with him. Okay, so we have to tell the patient to count 1, 2, 3 with us, so that we can be prepared in mind that we have to move from one place to another place. Step 2. Stand close to the person you are lifting. So as a caregiver, we have to stand close to the patient. So if in case a patient feels like falling down, so we can handle them with gentle hands. Next, while lifting, keep your back in a neutral position. So we do not have to bend our back. We have to keep in mind that we have to stand straightly. This means that your back should be arched normally and not stiff. We should not stiff our back. We should stand straightly. Keep your knees bent with equal weight placed on both feet. So we do not have to bend our. Step 2. Stand close to the person you are lifting. So what we have to do, that we have to stand close to the patient. So if patient feels like falling down, so we can handle them. While lifting, keep your back in a neutral position. So when we are lifting the patient from one place to another place, we have to keep our back straight. This means that your back should be arched normally and not stiff. What is the meaning of this sentence? That our back should be straight, not stiff. Keep your knees bent with equal weight placed on both feet. So we have to bend our knees and we have to distribute the weight on both legs. We should not put hold the weight of our body on only one foot. Tighten your stomach and back muscles to maintain correct support position. Use your arms to support the person. We should use our arms to support the patient. Again, use your leg muscle as you lift the person. Step 3. When you turn, pivot your body by turning one foot. Do not twist your body. So, when we turn, we should only turn our legs, not our body. Breathe deeply. We should take a deep breath before placing patient one place to another place. Keep keep your shoulders relaxed but not hunched. We should relax our shoulders. If you need a lot of effort to move the person, tie a transfer belt around the person's waist. If the person is very heavy and very difficult to move from one place to another, then we have to tie a belt to person's, means patient's waist. Hold the belt as you do the transfer. While transferring, we have to hold the belt. Next point is prevention of back and neck injuries. So, to avoid injury, get plenty of rest and make sure we have good nutrition, good physical fitness, and good body mechanics. Okay, so not to get injury, we should take proper rest and make sure that we are taking good nutrition, we do some physical exercise, and we maintain our body positions or body postures. Next, common treatments for caregiver back pain. If caregiver gets any back pain, so what are the treatments? If you experience back pain, then apply a cold ice pack to the injured area every hour for 10 minutes each time. So if we get pain in or injury in any of our body parts. So we have to apply ice pack to on the injured area for 10 minutes every hour. Next, get short periods of rest and lie in a comfortable position. So we have to take rest in short durations and we should sleep in our comfortable positions. Next, take short, frequent walks on a flat and level surface. So we have to go for a walk. We can go for a walk on the road or in the parks. Do not sit, stand, or lie in the same position for long periods. It is bad for your back. So, in only one position, we should not sleep or sit as it next as it is bad for our health because it is painful. Next, moving a person. When you have to move someone into bed or out of bed, remember these tips. So, if we have to transfer patient from one bed to another bed, or so that we have to remember these points. First, plan the move and be aware of what you can and what you cannot do. So, before lifting the patient, we should plan all the activity in our mind and we should know that how much work we can do and how much work we cannot do if we need any other person's help. So, before lifting, we should call another person to help us. Second, let the care recipient do as much work as he can. So, the patient should not be uh, depended on the caregiver totally. If patient is willingly to do some activity by himself, so we should let him do the activity. Next, do not let the person put his arm around your neck or grab you. So we have to tell the patient not to put his or her hands on our neck. If he does this, so if in case patient falls down with them, there are also chances that we are also fall down on them. Next, use a transfer belt to balance and support the person. Keep the transfer surfaces, for example wheelchair and bed, as close together as possible. So while transferring, we have to make sure that bed or wheelchair is close to us. So if in case patient feels like falling down, so we can easily move the patient safely to the bed or wheelchair. Next, check the wheelchair position and lock the brakes. So before transferring the patient, we should check the wheelchair's proper position and we have to lock the wheels. Next, let the person look to the place where he is being transferred. So before transferring, we should tell the patient that from this side to that side we have to move. So patient can keep in mind that this distance I have to cross. Next, if the person is able, place his hands on the bed or chair and assist in the movement. If the person has had a stroke or is afraid, he can hold his hand close to his chest. Ask the person to push and not pull on the bed rails or the chair or you. So we have to tell the patient not to pull us or bed rails or the chair. Next, work at the person's level and speed. Check if he feels pain. So we should ask patient frequently if he has pain in any of his body part while walking or while transferring. Next, avoid sudden jerking motions. We we have to make sure that patient do not suffer from any of the pain or any of the injuries. Next, Never pull on the person's arms or shoulders. Position the person correctly. This helps the body regain last function and helps prevent additional function loss. And last, get the person to wear non-slip shoes. We have to provide the patient non-slip shoes so that while walking or while transferring, patient does not get slipped on the floor. Next point is, when two people move an unconscious person, then these two steps we have to keep in our mind. First, step 1, tell the person what you are going to do even if he seems to be unconscious. We have to tell the patient that what procedure we are going to do although he is unconscious. Next, remove the pillow. We have to remove the pillow and under the which is placed under the head of the patient. Next, if possible, raise the bed and lock the wheels. We have to raise the position of the bed and we have to lock the wheels before moving the patient. Step 2, stand on either side of the bed. We have to stand where we are comfortable. Stand at the side of the bed with feet shoulder width apart, knees bent and back in a neutral position. So we have to stand at one side of the bed with our bent knees and straight back. Next, roll the sides of the draw sheet up to the person's body. So we have to roll the sides of the draw sheet up to the person's body. Step 3. Hold on to the draw sheet with your palms facing up. So we have to hold the draw sheet before lifting the patient. Count 1 to 3 before shifting your body weight from the back to the front leg. Keep your arms and back in locked position. Together slide the person smoothly up at the end. So before shifting the patient, we and our other caregiver should count 1, 2, 3 and we have to lock our position in straight way. Place pillow under the person's head. So we have to put a pillow under the person's head. Ensure the person is in a comfortable position. Although the person is unconscious, we have to make sure that the person means the patient is in a comfortable position. Next, moving an unconscious person alone. So if we are moving the unconscious patient alone, so these are the points that we have to keep in our mind. First, if possible, raise the entire bed to a comfortable level and lock the wheels. So before shifting the patient, we have to head up the bed and lock the wheels of the bed. Then we have to remove the pillow and we have to stand at the side of the bed with feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, back in a neutral position. Then roll the sides of the draw sheet up to the person's body. So from one side we have to roll the draw sheet and slide your arms under the draw sheet and support the person's shoulders and back. So we have to slide our arms under the draw sheet and support the patient's shoulder and back. Then we have to count 1, 2 and 3 and then shift our body weight from one leg to another leg as we slide the person towards the top of the bed. So we have to keep our arms and back in a locked position. Throughout this whole procedure we have to stand in the locked position. Slide the person to the top of the bed. Replace the pillow. Position the person comfortably. Next point is help getting in and out of bed. So this is commonly for the elderly or aged person with the disability. Okay, so the people who are aged and who are disabled. So we have to help them getting in and out of the bed. So what are the points? First, if the person is having trouble getting in and out of the bed or turning over in bed, talk to your doctor. Medications have to be adjusted. So if our patient, if the patient is having any doubt or any trouble, any difficulty in getting out and getting in the bed or turning or moving in the bed, so we have to talk to his or her doctor, and the doctor will adjust the medications. A stain sheet or piece of stain material placed across the middle of the bed and tucked under the mattress can make it easier for the person to turn over. Next, heavy blankets can make it more difficult for the person to turn over. Some blankets have weight, so we should provide the patient the lightweight blankets so they can move easily into the bed or change the position by themselves. Make sure the path from the bed to the bathroom is well lit. Use a night light. So at night time we have to turn the dim light on, and we have to make sure that the floor is well soaked, well dry. Next, keep the bedroom floor clear of things that could cause a person to trip or fall. Don't leave shoes, books or magazines on the floor. So we have to keep the room clean in which the patient is living, so we can prevent injuries from of the patient. The next point is transferring the patient. So helping a person stand, we have to keep in mind these points. First, get the person to sit on the edge of the chair or bed. Let him rest a while if he feels dizzy. So we have to tell the patient to sit on the edge of the chair or a bed, and we have to tell them to rest for a while if he is feeling dizziness. Tell him to push away from the bed or chair armrest with his hands. So we have to tell the patient to push by himself the chair armrest or the bed. Position your knee between his knees. So we have to put our knees between the patient's knees. Face him and support the weak knee against one or both of your knees as needed. If the patient's knee is weak or he is not able to stand by himself, so we have to give support and by our knees. Place your arm around the person's waist or use a transfer belt. So to give support, we have to place our arms on the patient's waist, or else we can do that. We can make the person wear the transfer belt. Keep your back in a neutral position. Count 1, 2 and 3 and tell the person to stand up while pulling him towards you and pushing your knees into his knee if needed. So before transferring, we have to tell the patient to count with us 1, 2 and 3, and then tell the patient to stand up. Once he is upright, get him to keep his knee straight in a locked position. So after the patient is standing, we have to tell them to stand straight and lock the position. Support and help him to stay balanced. Next point, helping person sit. First, reverse the step described in helping person to stand. So we have to do opposite what we did in helping person stand. Get the person to feel the chair or bed with the back of his leg. So we have to tell the patient to fill the chair or the bed with the help of the back of their legs. Get the person to reach back with both hands to the bed or chair and sit down slowly. So we have to tell the patient to go back to the chair with the both of the hands and tell them to sit slowly. The next point is transferring from bed to wheelchair with transfer belt. Step 1. Place the wheelchair at 45-degree angle to the bed so the person will be transferring to his stronger side. So before transferring the patient, we have to place the wheelchair at the 45-degree angle to close to the bed. Then we have to lock the wheels of the wheelchair and the bed too. And lastly, we have to tell the patient that what procedure we are going to do. Step 2. Put on his shoes while he is still lying down if he is weak or unstable. So if the patient is unable to stand by himself or do any activity, so we have to make them wear shoes or we have to put shoes by ourselves in his legs. Bring him to a position while his legs are over the edge of the bed. So we have to make the patient in sitting position. Step 3. Let him rest a while if he feels dizzy. So if the patient is feeling dizziness, so we have to tell them to take rest for a few minutes. Use a transfer belt if the person needs a lot of support. So if the person is unable to move by himself, in that case we have to put the transfer belt and support them. Step 4. We have to help him to standing position. Step 5. Get him to reach for the arms of the chair and pivot our body slowly. So we have to make the patient to reach to the wheelchair by himself. A very fast pivot may scare the person or cause you the lose knee control. So we have to do slowly. You may fall with the care recipient. So if we do in a hurry and worry, so we can also fall down with the patient. Support him with your arms and knees as needed. So if the person needs any help, we have to support him by our arms and knees. Adjust him comfortably in the chair. After making him sit in the chair, we have to make sure that the patient is sitting in the comfortable position. Next point, transferring from wheelchair to bed. So reverse the process described in transferring from bed to wheelchair with a transfer belt. Place the chair at a 45-degree angle to the bed so that the person is on his stronger side. Lock the wheels. Before transferring, we have to put the wheelchair on 45-degree angles and nearby the bed so the person can easily transfer to the bed, and we have to lock the wheels before transferring. Get into a position to provide a good base of support. Use good body mechanics. Have the person stand, reach for the bed and pivot. Support and guide him as needed. So if the patient needs any help, we have to support them. Adjust the position of the person in bed with pillows. So after transferring the person from wheelchair to bed, we have to give them comfortable position and provide pillows for comfort. Thank you students. I hope you understood the lecture.